Hello viewers, I am Gaurav, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce. In today's video lecture, we will be talking about the introduction towards protection planning and insurance, perception of risk, eradicating, curtailing or shifting of risk, insurance planning, need for insurance planning, types of insurance to contest risk, tax benefit of insurance, and role and importance of insurance. So let's proceed. When we talk about an individual person, he has various type of uncertainties and unexpected things that may occur during his life. It may be possible that he may face certain challenges in his business. It is possible that he may face certain challenges in his health and medical life. It is possible that he may face certain challenges when he is a bread earner in the life, and who is going to manage on behalf of an individual when he is not there around his loved ones. So, it is much required that the person should manage the risk properly, and for this very purpose, he should manage it as per the income and the budget he is having. And it is quite important that he should understand that there is risk involved with each and every individual, and this risk comes because the life is filled with uncertainties. We are not aware that what may come in our life in next hour or a second. We may face various type of challenges in our life. Then unexpected economic losses are there. A person may not have same type of financial strength as he is having today because of uncertainties in life and unexpected events which may occur in his life. Then there are various type of financial interest which a person is having, that is his assets. He may be talking about his business. He may need to take care of his loved ones, family and all others who are dependent on them. There are various type of financial losses also which a person may be facing during his course, in which he may get lost due to loss of the life of a person or because of the medical or health or any other issues in his business. Like a person may face challenge in business because of fire or marine losses or due to any other losses which may be arising liability against him. So he needs to manage the financial losses. All these losses, all these financial interests can be managed with the help of diversification. Diversification simply means when you try to spread the losses, the probability of these losses over the number of options that are available. So an individual would like to have diversification with the help of which he will be able to manage the risk. My friends, when I am talking about this risk, one thing you need to understand in a very better manner that a person can never avoid the risk. The chances of risk is always going to be there. There may be an earthquake, there may be a flood, famine, this building can collapse, or there may be lightning. A person simply walking on a road, on a street and may meet an accident. So there are always chances of having risk. But one thing an individual can always do is to manage that particular risk. He should always work in a direction that the risk can be properly managed and it can be properly avoided. So when we are talking about risk, risks are of two types. The first one can be understood as the systematic risk, which is common to all, which cannot be avoided, and there is unsystematic risk, which is not at all common to each and every person, each and every individual. It varies from business to business, industry to industry. So we are required to minimize this particular unsystematic risk, and this systematic risk which is common to all, we need to have a proper allocation of our resources so that we will be able to cope with this systematic risk also. So the strategy is required to avoid the risk and prevent the losses and control them. Risk assumptions and insurance are one of the most important thing when we talk about this risk management strategies. Let's talk about eradicating, curtailing or shifting of risk, because risk need to be properly managed and we need to have a strategy how we are going to contest with this particular risk. For this, you need to understand one most important thing is risk management, that how you are going to manage the risk, because risk can be from various sources. There may be various reasons towards risk, and if I am able to make a judgment, if I am able to make a projection towards these venues of risk, I will be able to manage that particular risk. Let's suppose you are in marine business and you are aware that I may have a challenge due to the sea, due to the frills in the sea. So I will be taking due care well in advance. Let's suppose you are driving a car. So you will be using a seat belt, your car must be properly airbag equipped, and you are able to manage this risk. Same thing is required by a person in his every day of life. Then financial planning. At times there are conditions where a person is not able to manage that risk. I may not be aware for each and every event that can occur against the risk. So I need to have a proper financial planning. I should be ready for these uncertainties which may lead me towards economic crisis. So I should always park my additional sum in such type of investment strategies from where I will be able to manage these losses. Then risk avoidance. We should always try to avoid the risk. All such venues, all such areas from which the risk is probable, all those factors which are arising the risk, we should always try to avoid such type of consequences, such type of business challenges, but you can never do business without the risk. So you should always try to understand and shift the burden of losses to other aspects also. So an individual can prevent the losses when he makes a proper assessment of them, when you wear a helmet while driving a bike, or when you check a machinery before purchasing. So loss prevention and loss control is quite possible. Let's precisely talk about what do we mean by insurance planning, because all these things can be managed when an individual is going to have proper insurance planning towards the risk that he is probable to get. For that purpose, we need to have a proper insurance, and it helps you to ease the financial burden that can occur with disaster strikes, and you will be able to cope up with the help of insurance against all these financial losses, financial crisis. So an insurance can be considered as an umbrella, or it can be considered as a watchdog who is going to alarm you well in advance against all these risks. Recover the unexpected losses, because you will be paying a certain sum of premium with the help of which you will be able to recover these losses. So it is going to be helpful as a financial support. It is going to be there as a backbone to a person. Instead of collapsing, he will be able to at least maintain or sustain his life and business with the help of insurance. So for all those purposes, you are going to make a proper planning. See, insurance also needs a proper planning. You cannot go in a simple, absurd manner to buy any insurance policy. You need to have a systematic strategy, proper channelizing of your funds so that proper insurance can be taken. You need to have an optimum amount of insurance which should be properly protecting you, your family, your assets, your business and your liabilities against all such unexpected events. So a proper study analysis is required before taking the insurance, and a proper planning is required with a futuristic approach which will help you to cover all such unexpected events. When we are talking about this insurance planning, it also leads you to plan for protection, which involves the life protection, protection from critical illness and income protection of a person. So in totality, a strategy is required in an umbrella or an hybrid format with the help of which you will be able to safeguard your own financial dependencies. So let's talk about how does insurance work. The very basic concept behind insurance is contribution. An insurance policy works when there is proper contribution in the form of premium given to the company, and we all try to cooperate against that risk that we all are prone towards. So we contribute as a minimum sum, or which you call popularly as in premium, and in course of any frill, any unexpected losses, that sum which is being contributed will be given or shared to a person who may be facing that challenge or there is an economical loss. So when we are talking about insurance, the very first thing is a person who is applying towards this insurance and a person who is ready to insure you. So a relation of two persons, that is insurer and insuree, is going to be there. And this insurer or insuree, simply speaking an individual or a company, is going to have an agreement which is in a legal format, and that is called as an insurance policy. So this legal agreement or an insurance policy will carry all the terms and conditions against the risk that you are going to cover. Then there will be a sum assured. So the premium amount that you are going to pay or the contribution that you are going to do needs to have a sum assured, that what is the probable chances of losses, financial losses, which a person may have, and what extent he should be covered. According to the sum assured, he will be having a premium amount which is going to be distributed either monthly or biannually, or annual premium is going to be charged to cover that particular risk, and your insurance is going to be valid only to the extent of this premium paid. Then spreading of risk or sharing of losses is going to be there. Whenever such situations occur or such type of occurrence is there, the sum insured will be given to a person to recover him from such financial or economic losses. Let's quickly talk about the need of insurance planning. See, we are talking about not only the insurance, but why we need to plan this insurance. It is of the utmost importance. As I said just now, we need to plan our insurance in a proper, sensible manner. Otherwise, you may be having deficit in your insurance, your risk may not be properly covered, or you may be giving an unnecessary sum of premium which may not be required. So you need to have proper planning for insurance, what is unexpected, how much it should be covered, and in what manner it should be done. So while making a plan, you need to think that the insurance plan should properly cover the death of the sole earner. Suppose there is a bread earner in a person and he dies and all are dependent on him. So who will pay the debts? Any debt, any commitment that he has done, how it will be managed? So you should take an insurance that in course of non-availability or death of a person, all these debts can be paid off. Then maintain the same standard of living. Your dependent should be able to maintain the same standard of living, and for that optimum insurance is required. So to maintain, to sustain same life, you need to have a proper insurance cover, and planning must be in that style. Then breathing space. Yeah, that is also most important, because just after the death of the bread earner or any family person on whom others are dependent, in that case people have a problem how to cope up, how to manage, how to find out the alternative source of income and how to sustain the life. And for that particular thing, they need to have a breathing space. They need to have a time to adjust and accommodate themselves with such circumstances. So with the help of insurance money, you will be able to have a marginal time to adjust and accommodate yourself with such circumstances. Then medical emergency. Death is not the only thing, but losing a limb or becoming handicapped or where you are on the bed. So again a trouble whereby you are alive, but along with your livelihood, you need to maintain your medical expenses also, whereby these medical expenses are going to be a huge burden on a person. So you can manage these medical emergencies and expenses with the help of medical insurance, health insurance, and a proper insurance planning is required to be done. Then future should be properly protected. You may have your children, you may have your family persons, you may have your business which is totally dependent on you in terms of financial and economic decisions. So with the help of insurance planning, you can have a legal hire, who will be your nominee, and he can sustain the things with the money that you are going to receive out of this insurance. So the future can be protected. Suppose both the parents die in a car accident, so who will take care of the children? That can be done with the help of this insurance planning. So in this subject, when we talk about personal finance and planning, you need to have a futuristic approach with protection planning, insurance planning. And savings and investment should be properly done. You need to bring a balance between your savings and investment, and insurance should be done in a manner that these premium amount could be considered as a savings, and the return that you should be getting out of this insurance could be considered as an investment. So a person should bring a proper equation between savings, investments, how insurance is going to be done, how investment is going to be done, and all these need to have a proper channelization of your funds. Last not least, but unforeseen calamities or damages. Insurance should help you out with all type of unforeseen calamities or damages which a person may occur due to any unexpected conditions. So insurance planning should not only help you, protect you, but also give you an strength towards all such unexpected events. Let's quickly talk about the types of insurance to contest the risk. A person needs to have different type of insurances against various type of risks. So the very first risk which a person may face is the risk of life, and for that you are going to have a life insurance, and in this life insurance you can go for term life insurance, endowment policies, or other type of life insurance schemes. Then health insurance is also one of the most important and popular, which is also gaining much popularity due to tax benefits that an individual is going to get with the help of this insurance policies. So a person should always go with health insurance, because nowadays we are having all adulterated food. We are not safe and secured with various other medical problems. Everyone is having a deteriorated life. So a person is required to have an health insurance policy as a mandate. Then disability, which may be short term or long term. You may be lose your job because of this disability for a shorter period of time or for a longer period of time. So who will take care during that particular period? Who will manage your medical expenses? Who will manage your food, electricity and house expenses? So for all those purpose, you may go for a disability insurance also. Then auto insurance, very popular in Indian scenario, because auto insurance is a compulsory insurance from Motor Vehicle Act, and all type of automobiles are covered under this auto insurance. And now we have various type of automobile insurance categories very popular in Indian market. Then home insurance. The Indian mentality is that home is our basic asset. We deploy all our savings and investment in having one particular home. So we should have a proper homeowner's policy whereby he will be able to safeguard his own assets, his property, his home, because he need to have roof on his hand, which is most important. And the last one is the liability. Liability which is arising due to your business, due to some other person. I may have my employee who may be making certain liabilities against my business. Now who will take care of those liabilities in case he is no more or in case of his absence? So you need to have a liability insurance which is going to give you an overall coverage against all your commitments, all your liabilities, maybe your life, maybe your health, maybe your business or any other commitment. Then, as I said just now, we have various type of tax benefits in condition of the insurance that you are going to have. So the very first tax benefit which a person gets is from Section 80C, in which an individual is going to get a compensation, or there is a rebate of 1.5 lakh rupees in case of life insurance policy. So your 1.5 lakh rupees from your ITR can be deducted, and that can ease off your tax burden. Then medical insurance is also having various type of benefits from Section 80D, in which he is going to have a cover of 25,000 for an individual and 25,000 for the parents who are dependent on you. All these claims can be made when you are filing an e-return or your ITR form. In the end, let's talk about the role and importance of insurance. The very first role or the basic role of insurance is to provide a safety and security. which comes along with your mental peace. So if a person is going to have a proper insurance, he is going to safeguard his own life, his own commitments, his family, loved ones, business, and all other things are going to be in a safe hand, and this hand is going to be a virtual hand of your insurance planning. Then generates financial resources, because whatever may be the condition, may be good or bad, may be worst or maybe in a fruitful manner, these are going to give you certain returns, and that financial resource can be developed with the help of these insurance, and you can use that money for all your financial commitments. Life insurance encourages a person to have savings. Yes, it is very important to inculcate a habit of savings, and when a person is going to make an investment in the form of insurance policy, he is going to pay a sum as premium, and that premium can be derived out of these savings. So he will automatically develop a habit of savings to safeguard from all such risk. Then promotes economic growth, because if a country wants to develop, if a society wants to proceed ahead, they need to be financially strong. And for that, you need to overcome from all these crises, and that can be possible only when you are going to have proper insurance cover. You are able to manage the risk, then only you will be able to deploy your money in productive purposes. Otherwise, your money will always be engaged in covering all uncertainties and all unexpected things. Then medical support. That is also one of the major things. Whenever you go for a medical insurance, you get a good support from the medical team. Medical insurance companies are having various tie-ups with all these agencies and all these persons. So you are mentally free that at the time of emergency, whom and where I should be contacting. So with the help of these support system of insurance, you get a benefit of a team ready in case of all such emergencies. And spreading of risk, as I said, contribution, because we all are cooperating in that particular case of uncertainty, losses that are occurring. So the risk can be spreaded over the number of persons. And last not least, the source of collecting the fund, because all these premium amount will be taken by insurance companies, and they can utilize this fund as a capital formation, which can be used for the economic growth and development of the country. So insurance plays a very vital role in the economic growth also, but for all these at a niche level, at an individual level, you need to have proper insurance and protection planning. You need to have a strategic approach towards having an insurance, whether you should go for term insurance, endowment insurance, life insurance, or what other type of insurances. So you need to have a basic strategy for insurance planning also. That's all from my side for the day. Thank you all. Wish you all the best.